Hey everyone, welcome to your weekly energy update. And this week we have the full moon in Cancer on January 6th. It'll be around 4:07 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so you can adjust that for wherever you're at in the world. And so, of course, around a full moon, we can really be aware of the emotions that we have, because it always amplifies the emotions, like it impacts the tides of the water. It impacts the emotions that we have. So we're always sensitive around a full moon, but because the moon is in Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, even more. A water moon impacts us even more. So be really aware of the emotions that you're focusing on around a full moon, because it is going to be expanded. Also, the moon is going to be opposite Mercury in Capricorn, which does bring in like this revelation of truths that will come in. And so for this reading, we are going to be looking into what emotional truths does your shadow want revealed. We'll be looking at that. Also, of course, being around a full moon, it is an important time where we can use that energy for unveiling and letting go ceremonies to release things. Usually you get like 10 that you can focus on, and if you really do a ceremony within 8 hours before the full moon, it prepares the full moon energy to release these things. Now, if you present your wish, kind of your wish of unveiling and letting go, in a form of gratitude, like thank you for unveiling and helping me to let go of blocks that stood between me and fill in the blank, that allows this energy to help you with becoming aware, with the unveiling of things that are blocking you, but also the energy helps you in letting go of it. When we are looking at a, new moon wishes and full moon release type of things, when we focus on the energies around the sign of the moon, it is even more powerful, even more expansive. So just briefly, I'm going to pop up a screen here that talks about the Cancer impact, the Cancer type of energy. And when you look at that, Cancer is the, house and energy of home. So it's your home life, even your physical living structure. Do you desire to change a location or living situations? Is it time for a visit to that place you call home? Or are you looking up sprucing up or changing the energy of your nest? Do you have a sacred space within your home that's designated for you alone? That's something to consider. Cancer is also about family. So can the family tree use some care, or are there chains that can be broken? How do you relate to your childhood? What can use some transformation or revelation in regards to that? Also, it has to do with a giving heart. Cancers, all of you that have Cancer in your chart, are you overgiving? Are you wanting to move from this energy of codependence to independence or interdependence? Also, because your water energy is coming in here with Cancer, are you trusting your gut or wanting to enhance or upgrade your intuition? As I mentioned, Cancer is ruled by the moon, our mother Luna. So what also can be transformed in your relationship with mother figures? Is it time to think about parenthood or how you can be a nurturing source for others? Also, Cancer loves food. What is your relationship with food? What can be changed about your diet? And also, the Cancer sign rolls over the breast, the chest cavity, the pancreas, abnormal growths, and digestive related issues. So you can bring all of that into this unveiling and release type of ceremony. So I do have videos for each individual zodiac sign. And for the reading, as I mentioned, we are going to be looking into what emotional truths does your shadow want revealed right now. So we're going to jump into your sign right now. All right, Aries, this is your weekly energy update. And we're going to start off pulling a card here from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. All the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box down below. So if any of them catch your eye and you want them for yourself, you know where you can pick those up. So for Aries, we're just asking your shadow, what emotional truth would they like to reveal to you right now? So for Aries, what emotional truth? All right, there we go. You have the Purity card there, and that is card number 30. So we'll put that right here. Let's see what that brings in for you. So this is the snow moon. It says, look for the simplest and cleanest solution. Understand your motives for doing what you're doing, and be as clear as possible in your communication. The word purity now seems to have a kind of loaded moral quality. And any time that anyone mentions the word, people mostly think about how it's used in religions or in morals. For example, the purity of virgins, the purity of no sex before marriage, the purity of celibacy, the purity of bloodline of certain extreme right-wing groups. No wonder we use the word with some trepidation. The purity I refer to here is the purity of the silver moon on the unmarked snow, the simple purity of intention that nature demonstrates, the purity of clean water in a mountain stream, the purity of one single purpose. The Cambridge Dictionary defines this kind of purity as being clean or free from harmful substances. And I guess in our world, so full of pollution and damage to the environment, that may well be hard to find. However, the ancients looked at the cycles that brought ice and snow as a sort of reset button, a time when everything lay fallow for a while and brought with it a kind of simplicity. These times were hard, but if we were prepared for them, we would survive. There are good reasons to strive for a kind of positive purity in our lives. Being precise with our language and as clear as we can be in our communications means fewer miscommunications and misunderstandings in our relationships and work life. Keeping our intentions pure and untainted with lower energies, such as jealousy, revenge, or unworthiness, as much as possible means that our motivations are purer and not muddy in their reasoning. And the companion stone for this is clear quartz. I feel like the emotional, the messages that they were wanting to bring up, the truths, have to do with any kind of jealousies, revenge, or unworthiness. What are those emotions? What's at the core of those to really understand them, the fears that lie beneath those. We're also going to pull from the Into the Lonely Woods deck here and see what else they want to know here about those emotions of jealousy and unworthiness and resentment, just where those fears lie. So let's take a look here. What else for Aries? What do you want them to know around this energy of purity and understanding the pure motivation behind things? And you've got the To Walk the Lonesome Road, card number 1. Right, we'll put that down here. Let's see what that brings in here for you. Foolish, they say, to walk this strange path. Loneliness will become your only companion, they say, as you take those first steps on the lonesome road to your own self. This is not adventure, no indulgence, no needless sinking. This is a pilgrimage of the soul, and the time you spend on the path you have chosen, which truly has chosen you, may make you weary. And there could be doubt, and there will be moments where your only companion is the voice inside your head. And that is the point. For when you hear that voice clearly or purely for almost the first time, listen, speak with it, see what you have been saying to yourself. And with each footstep, watch the words become more encouraging, loving, and filled with self-love. So a lot of the self-talk and this getting to know your true self, those beautiful voices that are within us that are of unconditional love. And the purity here, it's the more we become connected and the more we work on our relationship with our higher self in the spiritual world, the more we see that our fears of jealousy is a fear that other people have more and deserve more than we do. And, resentment is a fear of that I've been wronged, something's been done to me, because, and again, the root fears as you get below to all of them are a fear of abandonment, that I'm not good enough, that unworthiness. And so there's this beautiful understanding what's behind those fears, helps us understand the beautiful messages that we can have from within that are more true than those lies. Now we are going to also pull from the Sun and Moon Tarot here, and let's see what else they have for you regarding this. So what else for Aries, please? Okay. All right. So you got a few extra cards. Actually, they don't want those. They just wanted these, so we will take those. Yeah. So I really like all of these coming together because we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which does tell us about fate and that everything that unfolds in our life does unfold for us. That before we come down here, our soul, our higher self, chooses you as its avatar to experience this life through, and you are a part of your higher self. And then it chose when you were going to be born and when you're going to withdraw off and be completely back to spirit, and all these fated events it wanted to experience here. But within each of those fated events, we still have the power to choose what emotion we want to feel as we go through it and what story we want to apply to it as well. Every moment is either of conditional love, the fears of losing conditional love, or of unconditional love. So it's always one or the other. And so we're not on this out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode. We are more on a monorail train that is so well planned, and we move on time in perfect timing of things that unfold, but we get to choose what it means. The Lover's card coming in here is so much about the power of emotional choice, that every moment is a choice of an emotion of unconditional love or an emotion of the fear of losing conditional love. So these two together really are about letting you know that you get to choose what something means. You get to choose what something, what you feel as you go through it. And so there's this wonderful purity that's coming because you're really understanding where these things come from. Now, the things of the fears of losing conditional love, here they are. The Three of Swords. I called the Expectations card, and you see all those swords in there? That's what we fear. We fear losing that love, but expectations equal disappointment. And expectations are all these opinions that were given when we're younger about what something is supposed to mean, what story to put to it, and what we're supposed to feel as we go through it. So it tries to take away our power where it says, no, this is what it has to mean, this is what it has to feel. But when we realize and we come into this power of understanding that we get to choose it, then we transform the energy that happens. And you have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, she rolls over emotion, and she's also given a second portion of emotion, water, and she's able to deep dive into her emotions, but she's also able to connect to the spirit world. And so there is this wonderful connection that's coming in here about the understanding, seeing the big picture, seeing the truths looking past the definition of purity in one sense to this definition of purity and clarity about what truth is. Now, we're also going to pull an archetype card here, and just to see where this event that, or this individual, and it can be multiple individuals, but it's the personality type of individuals that brought these small t truths, these judgments, these harsh judgments of who you're supposed to be in, and see what they have. Now, these have both a light attribute and a shadow attribute. The shadow is when this person was expressing all of these fear beliefs to you, what kind of energy they had. And then we'll talk about the higher attribute after that. So here we go. Yeah, the visionary. So the shadow attribute of a visionary, it says, so when they're in fear, they sell their insights to the highest bidder. They compromise the vision to make it more acceptable. So they try to fit in. They don't want to, rock the boat. They go along to get along. So they will change when they're in fear. They'll change their opinion to match however they can gain, however they won't get punished and gain more praise, which is every human really at our core. But this person was so strongly defining all these expectations, the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must, that I feel like almost like they used praise more than punishment to do it. They're like, well, you're good when you do this, and here you get a reward. I almost feel like they drew you into this, cage with treats, and praise and reward rather than punishment. And so you might be going, I knew who that was. And so, it's like, oh, you're such a good girl. You're such a good boy, when we're doing what they want, and then we get rewarded and we want more of that. And they didn't do it like purposely. It's just what they were taught and what they were doing as well. But when you transform this energy, when you realize that you get to stand on your own and make your own choices about what you want to feel as you go through something, and then also what you want to, what story you put to it, then you have the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, and you have a willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So when you transform this within, you have this drive, this excitement to be able to share it with others too, because when you are set free, you want others to be free as well. Now we're going to pull from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot here. And we're just going to pull and see what else they want you to know about this situation. So what else for Aries regarding this visionary? Okay. I do want those four. We'll start off with this one. Yay! Yes, the sun, victory, shining light brightly on things, on what the truth really is. So not only do you feel this brightness and this fullness within you, you share with everyone. And the sun does not ask permission to shine. You find this and you just shine bright, and you just allow it to fall where it will. You don't have expectations on reward coming back because the sun does not ask for anything in return, but it also doesn't ask permission to shine. And if people go, oh, you're too bright, you're too warm, they're like, get in the shade then. The sun doesn't dim for anyone either. So I like that. And here you are, the Eight of Swords. So you are recognizing your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets that were making you feel blinded and bound and restricted. And this is what you're setting yourself free from, because you're recognizing it as you're doing this reflection. You're seeing what these old fears are doing or were doing to you. Yeah, and you have the temperance. So it does take time, trust that as you are letting things go and you're transforming things, that tempering, going back and forth between the cups, is purifying in a positive way, not in a judgmental way. You're letting things go that were restricting you before. So this is this going back and forth, and it takes time for some things to happen. So give yourself grace, be gentle with yourself as you're doing that too. Yeah. And here you have the Strength card. So the Strength card is, this is your higher self, and this is your human self. And this is this journey of understanding that, the lion is told to eat and drink, all these, the three swords. This is what's going to fulfill you out here: relationships, situations, and things. So it goes and it eats of those, and it's sorely disappointed because it's not fulfilling, because relationships are unstable. People change, they pass away, they leave. Situations never stay the same, like job, education, whatever. And things, our bank accounts, our bodies, our possessions, they break down, they deteriorate, they blow up, they catch on fire, they're stolen. All unstable, all not fulfilling, to where we get to the point where this lion is so desperate to have itself fulfilled. It's roaring in the jungle, and it's hangry, it's hungry, angry. And it's not aware of our higher self in the beginning. But our higher self, of course, is always aware of us. And so it hears and it knows that the lion's at the point of ready to let go of so much of these things of the outside world it was told that it is supposed to want, it should want, it needs to want. And because it's falling short. And so our higher self comes down not to kill and put the lion out of its misery, or to cage it to keep people safe from it, or to try to manipulate it with a whip and a chair like they do in circuses and things like that, because it knows what the lion is truly hungering and thirsting for is the unconditional love of the higher realms. And so it happens to be made of unconditional love, because our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So it has what the lion wants. It comes down, it hugs it, gives it all the love, and it transforms from this roaring lion in the jungle to a purring little lion cub sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling whole and complete and full for the first time. And then, now that the lion is aware of the higher self doesn't come down like Superman and then fly away. It comes down and they join hand and paw, and they walk through life together in a completely different way than they ever had before. Fullness, wholeness, unconditional love overflowing. Then we're going to pull from the Naked Heart Tarot and just get your final messages here from Spirit and your shadow on what they want you to know around this transformation, this revelation of emotional truths. Okay, so they went to those three, and they did want this one right there. This will be the one we start off on here. Yep, here's that Three of Swords. So definitely they're bringing up these expectations in here, showing that, revealing what these fears of losing conditional love that have been bubbling underneath the surface, that they want to bring there and show you the revelation, show you how it can set free within those things. And you have the Eight of Cups. So you're leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you, and you're headed towards emotional fulfillment. That's where the Nine of Cups is after this, which is kind of this feeling all this emotion that fills up within you and then flows out to the world, which is when you connect with your higher self. So you're ready to leave behind these things, these emotions that no longer served you. They served you for a time. You did come here to experience them all, but you're done with it. You have experienced enough of the opposites right now that you want to experience and remember who you really are, so you can have them sitting right next to one another. Yeah. And yeah, the universe. So ending of old cycles, beginning of new. So endings and new beginnings coming in here, definitely, with the leaving behind things here. You're ready to really drop away a lot of these expectations that you had in life around anything. The shoulds, the supposed to, need to, have to, must. When you hear those words, you're in the fear of losing conditional love and not an unconditional love. And then you have here the Wheel of Fortune. So you had the Three of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune come up twice here. So definitely they're reiterating the message here going, yeah, we meant what we said. It's on purpose, for a purpose, but you have the power to choose. Is it going to be feelings and stories of the fears of losing conditional love, or is it going to be of unconditional love from above? You get to choose, and I love it. Now, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign, pick a card readings, and a few other types of videos throughout the month. And if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get updated immediately when they are available, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then by clicking the subscribe button, you're given access to the notification bell. When you go in there, there is an option for all, which if you select that, two things happens. One, immediate notification when I post a new video. Two, you also are notified when I'm going to go live on YouTube to provide free readings. I know. And then in addition to that, it also helps spread the Zen love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways, because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy, crazy, happy, excited, it wants to automatically share the videos of my channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things I mentioned, please know I'm very, very grateful. And these are general readings. If you want even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings. All that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, Aries, as you go throughout this week, please know that every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. You have an amazing week. I'm sure I'll be talking very soon. But in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.